As we age, the food we eat may also lack the nutrients and particularly the calcium our bodies need, and this becomes very important if you are going to start an exercise program. See, it's important that you eat 3 balanced meals every day or take supplements to fill in where your food groups may be lacking. Or it's even better to have maybe 7 smaller meals a day if you want. At the very least though, be certain to take a multivitamin every day and watch your protein intake. Once you start exercising, your body is going to need your full daily requirement of protein. And if you are not getting that from the food you eat, then look into a protein supplement or high protein snacks. Just be careful. Watch those labels. There's a lot of sugar and a lot of sodium in a lot of those. But as you begin prepping for a healthier diet, you might be a little concerned with how much prep planning and actual cooking is involved. See, a lot of people, especially as we age, struggle with cooking their own meals, whether for lack of time, energy, or just because you simply don't want to do it anymore. You might hate doing the dishes, or you might not have time to slave away over a hot stove, or you may have less interest in cooking altogether and more interest in doing some more fun activities. That's totally normal and not at all a reason to avoid eating healthy. So if you are one of those who just doesn't want to cook, then here are some tips for creating a meal plan with dishes that don't require any cooking whatsoever. Now, this discussion on meals is also included in a download for you to take your time and read over later. There is much more to meal planning than what I present here. This is just to give you an idea that there really is no excuse for not prepping healthy meals. First of all, let's go over what a non-cooked meal plan actually is. This is a meal plan that consists of dishes that don't have to be cooked, obviously. There's still some prep work and putting it all together, but you are not actually turning on a stove or an oven or even firing up the microwave. Naturally, some meals still require some cooking throughout the week. I know that, but these meal ideas and tips are only for the dishes in between that don't require you to cook anything. Now, there are actually quite a few benefits to choosing a no-cook meal plan. Let me just give you the top few. Number one, it saves you time. Naturally, the no-cook meal plan is going to save you a ton of time when you think about it. You're not worrying about turning on the stove, waiting for the food to cook, or using the oven for an hour or so each evening just to cook a meal. It not only saves you time with cooking, but you also save time by not having a ton of dishes and pots and pans to wash after as well. Another advantage is sometimes you want to eat healthy and prepare your family with a nutritious and yummy meal, but you don't want to make it too hot in the kitchen. It may be in the middle of the heat wave, when the very last thing you want to do is turn on the oven. Aside from using a slow cooker or your microwave, you don't have many options for having a nice meal without using heat. Luckily, this meal plan doesn't require heating up your home at all. Something to keep in mind, when you are working on meal planning and prepping, it usually involves one day completely dedicated to getting meals ready for the week. This day goes a lot faster when you are only working out your meals for the week and your grocery shopping list and your prepping ingredients. You don't actually cook anything beforehand for these meals, so it is going to simplify the process a lot. Don't know about you, but the older I get, the more I like simple. Now, don't assume that only healthy meals are the ones you cook. There are tons of ways to be healthy and have filling meals that are in a no-cook meal plan. Now that you understand what a no-cook meal plan is and the many benefits of it, you can get started on thinking up meals for the week. Now, it's always good to start with breakfast. Not only is it the first meal of the day, but it is the most important. Ironically, it also happens to be the meal that most people end up skipping for lack of time. Luckily, you can have delicious meals that are prepped beforehand and don't require cooking on your part or even heating up. Here are some different no-cook breakfasts to try out, just to get you going. Now, you've heard about and you may have tried smoothies, but a smoothie really is the perfect breakfast. It is super easy to make, it's very healthy, it's got that sweetness to it we all like, and is easy to grab on the go. You can make them in the morning, but it is also easy to make your smoothies the night before and have them ready for the morning. It is as easy as grabbing the smoothie on your way out the door, preventing you from grabbing a donut or driving through that dreaded fast food restaurant for an unhealthy breakfast. Love them, but they're sure unhealthy. Smoothies can be made with ice, but instead of ice, you can just use some of your frozen fruit that is already prepped. You need a liquid such as milk, and I would suggest skim milk, along with yogurt and anything else to add for nutrition or flavor, such as a protein mix, chia seeds, or even oats. Now there's also a yogurt dish that I like, similar to a smoothie. A yogurt parfait has many of the same ingredients, but it is smaller and uses a spoon instead. You also don't need a blender for it. That's why I like it. So it can actually be easier to put together than a smoothie. You just need to layer in your favorite yogurt along with fruits and additions like maple syrup, nuts, or seeds. Try using a healthy yogurt option like Greek yogurt for your parfait and topping it with granola. That's my favorite. Now another one to consider is bagels. See, a breakfast toast might need to be toasted, which requires cooking, but a bagel doesn't. These taste great when they aren't toasted and can be good for a quick no-cook meal. Think what you would put on top of your breakfast toast and put it on top of a whole wheat or a whole grain bagel. Things like mashed avocado, salmon, veggies, hummus, and just about anything else that you can put on bread, you can put on a bagel. Now this is a real favorite among those who are really tanking up on the protein. That's overnight oats. See, oatmeal is a yummy breakfast that isn't difficult to make, but it does require cooking. An alternative is to make overnight oats, where you soak the rolled oats for at least 8 hours. Then wake up to a cold oatmeal. There are tons of recipes, but the basic recipe is to soak the oats in milk and additives like maple syrup and chia seeds, or throw in some berries. Now let's talk about lunch and dinner prep. When you think of no-cook meals for the rest of the day, including lunch and dinner or between meal snacks, these meals are all cold or room temperature, so they don't require cooking beforehand. You might be surprised by how much you can actually do without turning on a microwave, stove, or even an oven. We're talking about salads, obviously. Now, there are going to be a lot of no-cook salads, I can tell you about that if you're going to get into this. But they don't have to be boring. You can really get creative and have a delicious salad without cooking anything. Plus, these are going to be healthier for you since they also have tons of veggies and other nutritious ingredients. For all of these salads, you can put them in a container beforehand as long as the dressing is kept separate. Look in the downloads for a list of non-cook food suggestions. See you in the next one.